Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm going to be testing this tablet, which is the Blackview Active 10 Pro in 9 different titles, or maybe 10, I'll add one more at the end. But these are the games that we're going to test today, as well as a couple of benchmarks by the end of the video. And let's start by going through the specs of this thing. So first of all, this is a rugged tablet. It's meant to take a beating, basically, and you can tell by the design and how heavy it is as well. It has a 30,000 milliamp hour battery, which is crazy. It has some nice features like a camping light as well. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting device with some unique features. You can take a look at the unboxing that I made of it, and I also went through the speakers quality and so on in the second channel. I'll leave a link down below in the description, but let's take a look at some of the features here. You can see 55-watt charging. It's an 11-inch display, Full HD Plus, IPS. I wish it was OLED because this is a $400 tablet, you know. It also has a 30,000 milliamp hour battery, which is crazy. The CPU is the Mediatek Dimensity 7300 right there, and it has 12 gigabytes of RAM. This version right here is the 512 gigabyte version, 12 gigabytes right there of RAM, and plus 6 on the page file, which is the default, by the way. 1920 by 1200 resolution, 30,000 milliamp hour battery. That's absolutely crazy, actually. And the Dimensity 7300 chipset right there. You can see all of the specs over here as well. Feel free to pause the video if you'd like. And if you want to buy it, it goes to the AliExpress page over here, and it costs 426 euros. This is always changing a little bit. Obviously, it wasn't really 857 euros. This is its real price right there. And if you're interested in checking more, I'll leave a link down below in the description. They've also sent this for this video. So thanks to Blackview, and let's start with the gaming tests. So for that, I will be using this controller right here. Okay, Xbox controller. It's connected through Bluetooth, and this just makes it way easier for me to play on a tablet, at least. Let's start with Fortnite because we can actually see the FPS that we get in this particular title. And here we are. Fortnite is now loaded. Let's go over the settings over here, and you can see that it only allows us to go to 30 frames per second. I wish we had the option to go to 60 frames per second because, well, it will feel pretty choppy this way, but at least we can actually set it to epic settings, for example, as you can see, and I have set it to 100% resolution scale with high textures as well. Show FPS is enabled, of course, so we can see the FPS. They will show up right here, and well, let's just play the game now. All right, looking at the entire map, we're still okay, so it's dropping into the high 20s, low 20s sometimes. I think it's gonna drop to the teens. Yep, there we go. It's 14 FPS minimum. Oh, obviously it is intensive. This is on epic settings after all, and it actually looks really good for a mobile title as well. It's also running native resolution, of course. The 3D res is set to the maximum, so that's very, very intensive on a little tablet without like active cooling and stuff like that, obviously. Now, let's go ahead. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's it's in the mid-20s still. I think epic settings is a bit too much, guys, unfortunately. Look at that. Dropping into the teens, still inside of the bush. Oh boy, what is going on? Hello. All right, come on. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible with the controller, guys. I'm terrible with the controls from the mobile, with like touch controls, yeah. And I am also terrible with the I ran out of bullets with the controller itself, although I'm probably a little bit better with the controller. Anyway, I'm gonna stop it there. We need to return to the lobby anyways and change the settings. All right, so this was a bit of a bad start over here. I'm gonna drop it down to medium now, okay? 3D resolution, I want to set that to 100% still because on a tablet, the PPI is not as high as on phones, you know, so it will look really pixelated if you start messing around with this. And I'll keep the high textures as well. Those shouldn't be too intensive. Wow, things look way worse at medium settings, guys. We basically lost all of the shadows. This time it is like 18 FPS minimum. Didn't improve by too much, at least around here while dropping, but hopefully down there it's going to be a more stable experience, because otherwise, yeah, with 20 FPS, this is a pretty rough experience, guys. But again, this is still with 100% 3D resolution, and that is obviously insanely intensive for these little SoCs on mobile, you know. It's very, very demanding to run at 1200p native resolution. I mean, we got PCs these days, especially with integrated graphics, where 1200p isn't even the adequate resolution for those chips, and those are full-on PC chips, you know. So yeah, playing this game with 1200p on a mobile chip is already pretty impressive. As you can see, no problem here. It's still keeping those 30 frames per second. Again, it is a bit of a shame that I can't unlock the FPS or play with like 60 frames per second lock instead of this, but it wouldn't really be capable of achieving that. That's why they prevent you from doing it. Okay, I want to get to that city over there, see if it drops there. Things are starting to dip down into the 20s a bit more often right now. Maybe because of the nitros and the effects that it gives to the graphics. I mean, this started off as being a pretty rough experience with epic settings, but all we needed to do was drop it to the medium settings, and it works pretty well this time around, okay? Also, if you were to utilize, for example, 50% resolution scaling, you can see things become really pixelated. Doesn't look very good, and the FPS are the same, of course, because they were capped to 30, so I wouldn't really do this. I would just play at native resolution here and have fun that way. Also, guys, I want to tell you something here on the display settings. Smooth display, this comes on smart by default, and I have set it to high all of the time. This makes it run at 90 Hz 100% of the time without dropping, and since we have a 30,000 milliamp hour battery, I just keep it like that, honestly. And over here on the battery settings, by the way, I have set it to performance mode, which means it increases the CPU and GPU frequency, or basically it overclocks both, I guess, and the power consumption rises, of course, but again, we don't have problems with battery life in this thing, honestly, so it's all good. Let's move on to the next game, which is Genshin Impact. Alright, it's compiling the shaders right now, and unfortunately I can't use the Xbox controller in this one. At least it doesn't seem to be working in the menu itself. Now let's go over the settings over here. I have set it to medium, okay, but it says custom because medium locks it to 30 FPS, and I have set it to 60 FPS, which is the maximum. On the audio settings, well, that doesn't matter for the FPS, and in this game we can't really see the frame rate that we're playing on, but well, we can still tell if the game is running well or not, and I would say it's not really reaching 60 FPS, you know, and the graphics are a bit too blurry for my taste, especially with that motion blur going on. Whenever we do this, there's a lot of motion blur. But you know what? Aside from the little bit of a softer look, because it's not running the 3D resolution set 100%, I think. Or maybe if it is, it has some very bad anti-aliasing applied to the image, making things look a bit too soft. But yeah, overall, the look of the game is still pretty decent, right? I like it. I can enjoy it still with these graphics. In terms of smoothness, again, it's not 60 FPS sometimes. Sometimes it can reach 60 frames per second, like if you look at the sky, for example. It gets a little bit smoother, but looking down at the actual world, lots of vegetation and so on, it does drop a little bit, I can tell. But it's not dropping from like 30 FPS. I would say it's 40 plus or something like that. So yeah, I would say there are a little bit of frame stutters sometimes. You can see like sometimes it freezes for a brief second. That's a stutter. But overall, it's a pretty stable experience, and I could definitely enjoy this title like this. Someone told me this would be a bit more intensive than out there in the woods. Got a little stutter there. It's probably loading things here in the city. But it is still pretty playable. It's responsive as well, you know, there's no major input lag that I can notice. Yeah, maybe it stutters slightly more around here, but yeah, look at that. Little split-second freeze there, but I'm guessing it's just because it's loading some more things around here, some NPCs and so on. Overall, pretty enjoyable experience, I would say, guys. Next up is PUBG, which I don't think is working with the controller either. I'm clicking buttons and nothing happens. Let's go over the graphics settings here. This is another game that doesn't show us the FPS, so we gotta go through feeling. And I have it set to HDR, which is the maximum here. Okay, we can't go to Ultra HDR or Extreme HDR, obviously. I got the Ultra frame rate enabled, and I have also enabled anti-aliasing to 2 times. It was set to 4 times by default, but I've tried it on 4 times. It didn't run that well. With it disabled, I saw a lot of aliasing, so I prefer to keep it on 2 times. Of course, power saving is disabled. Shadows are enabled. And that's about it, basically. It feels pretty decent while dropping. Definitely way better than what we saw with Fortnite, you know? It's smoother. It looks good still. And I hope not a lot of people drop here with us. Because me and these controls, especially playing with my indicator fingers... So you guys have this stable, you know, for the camera. Yeah, I'm not feeling it too much, honestly. As you can see, Pochinki is a big city, somewhat, I guess. Has a lot of buildings and stuff, and usually people drop a lot around here. At least I like to drop around here. Oh boy, somebody shot at us, I think. Where from? I have no idea. Okay. Also, the speakers of this device are actually pretty good. I tested them with the song in the second channel, and it sounds pretty good for what it is, honestly. Double speakers, by the way. Can I drive this, actually? Yes, I can. Good stuff. All right. Let's go. Oh, we can do wheelies. Look at that. Kind of. Well, I can't because I suck at it. But yeah, as you can see in PUBG, in terms of stability, this actually works pretty well, guys. No, my God. All right, I'm glad I am not dying when I'm crashing or losing any HP, you know? It's really impressive how things have changed. This game came out in, 2017, I believe, in early access. Maybe earlier than that on PC early access. And I was there at release. I was testing this game on various different PC machines, and it was so terribly optimized. It was so hard to run. And now we can run it, basically a full version. This is a full version of PUBG, you know? And yeah, this is pretty decent, guys. It looks decent, it plays really well. I am not seeing like stuttering or slowdowns. Like, this is actually pretty stable, and it's actually really impressive to me as a PC benchmarker to see these games running on mobile with like 5-watt chips or whatever. Like, very power efficient chips, of course. Oh, I remember dropping here so well on PC. This was so intensive back then. A lot of people used to drop here on the school area. So yeah, guys, I think that's it for PUBG. You get the idea. It's actually really stable on the Dimensity 7300. I can definitely enjoy a bit of PUBG here. I just wish there was a way to actually play with the controller. Let me know if there is, because honestly, I am curious about it. I guess next, since we've played a couple of shooter titles, I think I'm gonna go ahead and play some League of Legends Wild Rift. Alright guys, here we have it. This is a MOBA title, and let's go over the settings over here. I have it set to custom, vibrant colors. This is just the colors basically. And I have the FPS set to 60 because if I set it to 90, it locks some of the settings down here. For example, resolution, you can't set it to super high. And with a big screen, I like to keep it on super high because it will give the best visuals, of course. Sharpness, the effects quality set to high, post-processing is on, the animations on the interface as well, the dynamic resolution is off, so we're keeping the high resolution or super high resolution actually all of the time, adaptive graphics as well, medium anti-aliasing there, and that's about it. Let's play the game and see how it does with these settings. Alright, this is actually running pretty well. Look at that, 60 FPS locked over there. Very tiny still. I wish it was a bit bigger, especially with a big screen like this. I hope you guys can see that. It is at 60 FPS. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Come on. Come, the guy's almost dead. Let's go. Good stuff. We're starting very well here. Very nice. I want to wait a little bit until we get into a team fight. for example, because that's where things start dropping like crazy, right? I'm gonna heal myself as well, and my friend. I didn't know that this heal our friends as well. But yeah, I'm very surprised, guys, that with the high settings and super high resolution, this is handling it like a champ at 60 frames per second. I think we can get this one again. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Almost. Nice. Look at that. Look at that. It's beautiful. So I'm a Dota player. I'm not really a League of Legends player. I don't know many things about this game, unfortunately. What is going on the top over here? Let's check it out. No, not a problem at all. Like, look at this. Still not dropping from 60 frames, even while doing that. So no worries playing this game over here. It will work and look fantastic on this screen. It's very responsive. Frame rate's always at 60. It's just a nice experience, guys. Alright, so now we got the awesome Minecraft over here, guys. And it works with a controller, finally. So no need to put my greasy fingers all over the screen again. And down here on the video settings, I'm going to increase the FOV to roughly 90 here. So 89.20. View bobbing, no, we don't want that, but everything else we do want enabled. As you can see, use recommended texture limit is on. We don't have upscaling or ray tracing support apparently, and we're using 12 chunks of render distance and unlimited FPS, and it does feel really smooth, guys. It feels like we are playing the game at 90 hertz at the moment. Honestly, like, it feels smoother than 60 FPS. Obviously, little stutters are going to happen in this game every once in a while. It's actually better here than it is on PC, because with all of the chunks being loaded and so on, at least on the Java version of the game, it gets pretty stuttery sometimes, even on a high-end PC. So pretty impressive what mobile chip once again can do here in Minecraft. This game doesn't look anything special, obviously, but it's a huge open world to explore, procedurally generated as well, has a lot of things, a lot of enemies, a lot of things to craft. So even inside of the city, as you can see, it gets a little bit more stuttering, as you saw, frame drops every now and again, but that's completely normal, once again, for a game like Minecraft, and super enjoyable like this, obviously. Like, it is running at 60 plus FPS all of the time, I think. Well, there are the skeletons, of course. Of course. Oh, there was a villager here. Hello, buddy. How's it going? Can you help me, please? What is going on? Are they killing each other, actually? Yes! They are killing each other, the skeletons. This is weird. Okay. Goodbye, sir. Stop it. There we go. Oh, there's a little dolphin, actually. Yeah. What? Actually, I'm a little bit sad for the dolphin because, well, he should be at sea, but it doesn't matter, right? Very nice little place over here, and ooh, can we see an explosion? Let's see. There we go. You died, of course. Next is Need for Speed No Limits, guys, and it's connecting to the server now for some reason. Let's go over the settings, and there are no settings. There we go. Look at the graphics right here. It's raining as well, so we can see all of that good ray tracing. I'm kidding, of course, this doesn't have ray tracing. Here it is, guys. We started first to the finish wins, of course, as usual. In terms of FPS, it seems like it is like at 30 frames, but we can't really adjust that, unfortunately. But it is stable, at least. It doesn't stutter at all. So you can enjoy this game a little bit. I find these controls really weird compared to like PC titles, you know? You just need to steer your car and use the nitros sometimes. And the maps are made for you not to crash against many things, at least. But maybe this is because this is on easy difficulty. Oh, that was a really fast one. What the hell? Oh, I really don't like that they make you open all sorts of little packs and boxes and loot boxes everywhere. It's really annoying, actually. Before I was able to play this and show this gameplay to you, I had to spend like 10-15 minutes clicking things in menus and playing through missions that I didn't want to play through yet because the game just didn't allow me to show anything else or go to the settings menu even. But it works pretty well. I just wanted to showcase a little car racing game here. I got another car game, but it's not a racing one. It's just a wrecking one. It's Wreckfest. I really like that one, okay? It's one of my favorite games to play on mobile. Now, another game that a lot of you asked for in the comments of the previous videos was Free Fire, so this is what I'm going to play next. And from what I've seen, this is super similar to PUBG, you know? Graphics over here might look a little bit better, but inside of the game itself, I found them to be a bit too low resolution. Even though high res over here is set to high, graphics are set to ultra. It says that standard is the best for this system, I guess, but I want ultra. Performance mode is turned off. This is what it does there, by the way. Let's leave it on bright over there. High FPS set to high. Auto scale off. It's just the minimap doesn't matter. So these are the settings that matter over here, basically. Let's play the game. This is another game that doesn't show us the FPS, but running around this area with everybody shooting at each other for some reason, it didn't feel stuttery or laggy, honestly. It feels like it is at 30 FPS. Let's check out the water as well. I want to find some weapons. Wait a second. Yeah, this is definitely running at like 30 FPS. It is not below 30 FPS, I believe. Should be at locked 30. I don't even know if I can use the controller in this one. Oh, no, you can't. Okay. At least not without going into the settings and changing that. And again, I still don't know how that's done. Come on. Come on. Reload. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't zoom in. It makes it a little bit harder to focus on the guy. There we go. Okay, good stuff. Reload. Oh, I don't have more bullets in this. Really like the shotgun, though. This shotgun, sawed-off shotgun. Also, in terms of the actual resolution of the game, it seems like I had to restart the game to apply the full resolution, basically, or the high resolution, because in the previous game that I played here on this tablet, it looked low resolution, but this one is looking pretty high resolution to me. Looks good, it performs well. You can obviously drop the settings if this is not the performance that you're targeting, if you want to make things smoother. And I would probably do so if I was a bit competitive at this game, you know? There we go, good stuff. But you don't need to. This is still playable like this. Oh my god. What is going on? Why is everyone here and running at each other? What? This is so weird. I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm very confused. Whoa. Okay, I guess it doesn't get worse case scenario than this, right? This is nice. Oh my god. These are just bots probably running around here, not hitting any shots as well. Come on. Maybe the actual players are somewhere outside of here shooting at me. I don't even know. Did we just kill everyone? I am so confused. Did I kill 19 people, or is that the people that died already in this server? I don't even know. Yeah, I guess this is somewhat close to the middle of the map. Is this how the bots are coded? To just run towards the middle of the map and and die there? All right. So that's it. Let's go to the next game, which will be Wreckfest. Oh yeah, and this one we can play with the controller, which is nice. So I set it to the maximum settings, basically. It doesn't get higher than this, aside from motion blur, which, well, it's motion blur. MSAA is not enabled, though, so it's native res, but without any anti-aliasing. Bloom is still enabled, though. So I'm gonna go with 23 opponents, okay? This is so good, this game, man. I just love playing this. And I haven't played this with a controller, but let's do this. All right. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, actually. Oof. Dropping a lot of frames right now, guys. Did you see that? With all of the cars on the middle accelerating towards each other. Lots of smoke effects. It can slow down quite a bit. Oh, no. Look at our car now. Oh, this is so good. I love it. This game, man. It's so fun. Okay, let's crash against all of these. Boom! Let's go. And you know what? This is the most fun on PC, ultra-wide monitor close to your face, and a steering wheel and some pedals. That's the way to play this game. It's so good like that, guys. But anyway, you can see that this is running okay. It slows down a little, maybe into the 20s sometimes. So you might want to drop down some settings, but this is maxed out settings after all without MSAA. So obviously there is a lot of headroom there if you want to lower things down and achieve higher FPS. Let's go. Crash against this guy over here. Oh, almost got no HP off of him. Oh my god, look at our car. Our tires are all wrecked as well. Oh, but yeah, this is basically it. There are some races that you can do as well in this game. But it's a lot of fun, and if you haven't, do check it out. Because sometimes it is on sale for €1, and it's totally worth it on the Play Store. It will also play really well with the Dimensity 7300 or this tablet if you're interested in getting it. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Oh boy, look at all of the fire there. Damn. 2 opponents left. Can we do this? Is it me and another one, or is it actually 2? Okay, it's 2 opponents. Come on. Did I win? Did I win? No, 1 opponent left. Wait a second. Where is the bastard? He's behind me. He's behind me. I see him in the map. Okay. That's a good thing to have a very big display, is that you can actually spot things very well in this small as heck map, you know. Oh my gosh, he's actually playing really well. We'll leave it right there so I don't lose. So, yep, that's it for Wreckfest. Totally recommend this one. Super, super fun. Now let's play some Call of Duty Warzone. Very intensive game on mobile, alright? And I haven't tested it yet. Also, how's the battery doing? 88% battery left. We started with 97%. I've been playing for about an hour and a half, or a bit more than that actually. And it only dropped 9%, so there's that. And I guess let's go over the settings. It recommends the lowest settings, apparently, which we started with. I'm just going to disable bloom. Upscaling is set to high, though. We can't disable upscaling. It's either low or high. I'll leave it on high. Streaming over mobile data, yeah, that's fine, whatever. This does have SIM card support, by the way. Let's just increase the FOV a little bit. And yeah, let's play with the low settings basically. And well, here we go. I can tell right away the game is not running at native resolution. It's really soft. It's interesting because in the PC version, Call of Duty is also pretty soft of a game in terms of its looks. There's a lot of sensitivity as well with the controller over here, which I don't like, but of course you can adjust that. And running around here, it is playable, right? It's skipping some frames for sure. Looking in this direction especially, kind of seems like it lowers our frame rate by a lot. Looking in that direction, maybe it's the same, I don't know. There we go. Okay. Once again, it's very impressive to me to see this game being playable on a mobile chip. Especially a mid-range chip, like actually any chip whatsoever. It's very impressive to me to see it be... Oh my, come on, there we go. I downed him. That took a long time. But yeah, this... Come on, it's Call of Duty Warzone. It's full-on Call of Duty Warzone in the Rebirth Island right now. On a phone. That's absolutely insane. There we go, another one down. We're doing great, actually. So basically, if you have like a higher-end mobile SoC, like a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 or Gen 2, you can play PC games on your phone. It's incredible. And also, guys, I know a lot of you are going to comment about this win later, okay? I want to try some win later in like GTA 5 and so on, if it's possible. I still don't know. I think it is. But the thing is, I don't want to do it with these chips and these systems that I am trying here, because I want to check that out eventually with more popular chips like the higher end ones as well, Snapdragons and so on. I'm not sure if I will be able to get any to test, but yeah, I will try, and I will try to bring that oh damn it later on in the future, basically. And if you want a normal Call of Duty experience, go play Call of Duty Mobile. That doesn't have a problem running on a chip like this. And I used to play Call of Duty Mobile on these videos, and I used to want to only cover that one, but yeah, you guys seem to like this one more apparently. So here we are, testing Warzone, and it works. And in the last game, I went outside. Yes, it's a rare occasion. And this is Pokemon Go, my friends. This ran absolutely fine. The GPS signal was great, you know, it didn't lose my location even once. It was smooth as well. I was playing the game with the low settings, but with the native refresh rate enabled. I always play this game like this, and it runs absolutely fine. Even in battles and so on, it doesn't slow down, doesn't stutter at all, and that's kind of expected since we actually ran way more intensive titles in this video already. But I'm always curious to see what these devices can do in Pokemon Go, because it's a game that I usually play myself when I'm out and about with friends and so on. And well, guys, that's been it for the game tests on the Blackview tablet over here, the Active 10 Pro. I'm trying not to mess this around. Oh boy, there we go. Yes, it's all good. We got that huge LED, the camping light right there, which is awesome. Really like that feature. But yeah, I'll leave you guys with the benchmark results, Geekbench 6 as well as 3D Mark. And that's about it for this video. The performance of this thing is pretty mid-range, I would say. So is the price, I guess. The screen could be OLED instead of IPS. I would very much like to see that. But yeah, it provides a decent gaming experience, as you could see. Catch you in the next one very soon. As always, love you all. Bye-bye.